So you're watching this and you're wondering what you should buy. Should you buy an Xbox Series S or an Xbox Series X? Well, I'm gonna compare both of them. I'm not gonna show gameplay, but I'm gonna tell you my opinions on each and show you like the idea of the CD drives and the storage on it, because the Series S and Series X, they don't have the same amount of storage and stuff like that. So that's a big concern for me, just as it is for someone else who may have a large library of video games and stuff like that. So let's get into it. All right, the first problem I have with the Series S, crashes like crazy, because games like Control, Quantum Break, Fallout 4, and even Skyrim in some cases have all crashed on me when I played on the Series S, whereas I didn't have these problems on the Series X. The Series X loads faster. There's almost no loading screens when you play Fallout and Skyrim and stuff like that. Whereas on the Series S, the white Xbox, there's still loading screens and all this other stuff. I have not really tested out Quick Resume on neither of them, but, well, it's because I only play one game at a time, but the Series X has a better cooling system than the Series S, because the Series S gets hot. The main criticism I have with the Series S is that you have no CD drive, and it gets very hot right at this part instead of this part. I don't know why, but that's why we have to use a fan right here and stuff like that. As you can see here, the Series S doesn't have a whole lot of memory, and we're already at 84% and stuff like that. So you're not gonna be able to fit a whole lot of games on here unless you get one of those storage expansion cards. I have one that's 1 terabyte, but I put that on my Series X. So realistically, you're probably looking at 400 gigabytes on the Series S, despite it saying 500. So yeah, this is the Series X off and stuff like that. You got your CD drive, you got your USB drive and stuff like that. You can put a storage expansion card on the back and all that other good stuff. I did not connect this to a capture card because I have my Series S and that's what I'm using for YouTube videos, but I actually game on this machine. This is what I have installed on the Series X, but bear in mind I'm also using a storage expansion card of 1 terabyte. So yeah, that's a lot compared to the Series S that I showed you. And I still have 423 gigabytes to use, but that's with both the storage expansion card of 1 terabyte and the Series X's native memory, which is 1 terabyte as well. So I have 2 terabytes of memory on this beast, and I can play all my CD games and stuff like that on here, and backwards compatibility and stuff. That's why I prefer and highly recommend the Series X over the Series S. But I completely understand if the Series S is all that's available right now, because there's a console shortage still, despite these consoles being out for 2 years. And that's the sad thing. Another thing that other people have highlighted between the both of them is the Series X. The Series X, the mini fridge black Xbox, has better graphics than the Series S, better performance than the Series S, and all sorts of stuff. But the Series S is cheaper. So the Series S is usually going to cost you like $300, whereas the Series X is going to cost the same as a PS5, which is about $500. So you have to think too, price-wise. But you're going to get more with your Series X, because you can use CDs, backwards compatibility, DVDs, this and that, all this other stuff. Whereas on the Series S, you literally are forced to get Game Pass, which is an annual subscription for games that doesn't have every game on it, or you're gonna have to buy your games digitally. But eventually, you're also gonna have to get a storage expansion card that's gonna go in the back of the Xbox. That way you can have more memory, because the Series S only has 500 gigabytes of memory, whereas the Series X has 1 terabyte of memory.